And we start with that breaking news happening right now in Oakland. The FBI has raided a home associated with Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao. Within the last hour, agents left carrying boxes. You see them right there out of the home. And sources are now telling ABC 7 News this may be a part of a larger raid involving several other locations across the city of Oakland. Thanks for joining us on this busy news day. I'm Julian Glover.
And I'm Kristen Z. The home associated with Mayor Sheng Thao is on Maiden Lane in Oakland, just off of Highway 13. And that's the Mormon temple, or near it. And that's where ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland is. She was one of the first reporters there this morning.
Lena, we know you've been working the story throughout the morning. What have you been hearing so far about the purpose of this FBI raid?
You don't see him there, right?
Well, Julian and Kristen, I'm standing outside of the home of Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao. That's according to property records and also neighbors. Now, only about 1 hour ago, we saw FBI officials leaving the scene with a number of items. Now, take a look at this video taken less than 1 hour ago, shortly after 10 o'clock this morning. We saw several FBI officers leaving Thao's home carrying out boxes, plastic tubs, and trash bags. They quickly got into 4 unmarked cars and left the scene in less than 3 minutes. Sources tell ABC News the case involves the FBI, IRS, and Postal Service. The National Latino Police Officers Association president is staying in the house next door while she's here visiting from San Diego. She woke up to officers arriving on scene.
And about 6 o'clock this morning, I heard a male voice yelling to open the door, open the door. I assumed it was a domestic violence. It was maybe a man who was put out of his house. A couple hours later, looked out the window and saw multiple federal vehicles moving their vehicles into the driveway, agents gloved up, going in and out of the residence.
A spokesperson for the FBI issued a statement this morning saying the FBI is conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity on Maiden Lane. We are unable to provide additional information at this time. We have reached out to the mayor's office but have not heard back yet. I'm now joined by ABC 7 insider Phil Matier. And Phil, I know you have also been working this story all morning long, talking with your sources across the community and in law enforcement. What else have you learned?
Well, we've learned that there were 4 locations at least that the FBI hit with search warrants this morning that went in. One is possibly City Hall. There may be another city official involved, one here, and one at the home of one of the owners and the family that owns the Cal Waste, the recycling service for Oakland. So given the fact that the IRS is involved and the post office involved, we may be looking at sort of some financial questions, and that is possibly the target.
Okay. And 4 different locations, are these just spread out across the city as well? Any idea of where everything else is?
The linking appears to be something involving City Hall. Okay, and that is what we're looking at right now. Something involving possibly City Hall, the awarding of contracts, or the use of money to pay for trips and such like that. That's some of the conjecture going on now. Possibly later today we'll hear from the FBI on this case, but this is not good news for the mayor at all.
Okay. And that's kind of what we are hearing now. Julian and Kristen, we're going to toss it back to you guys if you have any other questions for Phil Matier.
Yeah, Phil, Julian here. Talk about the gravity of this situation, Phil. Obviously, the FBI doesn't just go serving search warrants without probable cause here. This is a pretty serious investigation here. Talk about the gravity of what's happening right now.
Well, as you aptly pointed out, the FBI just doesn't show up at your door. What we have here is an ongoing investigation that reached the point where a judge agreed that it was time to go in and get some hard evidence. And that's what they possibly took out in those crates. We've seen this similar action before in San Francisco when the feds were investigating City Hall corruption there as well. So yes, this is a very serious matter. No matter what the eventual outcome and whether it involves the mayor or possibly her boyfriend who possibly lives here with her, it is not good for the mayor. Just a couple of days ago, the signatures to call for her recall qualified, meaning that she will be on the ballot come November. for a possible recall. And between now and November, chances are she is going to continue to be under some sort of investigation, because the feds move slowly, they move with caution, and they do not put a clock on what they're doing, and they don't care what your life is or your political future is when they're investigating. So this is about probably one of the worst things that could have happened to the mayor at this time, no matter what the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, voters are going to go in and make a decision on whether to keep her, and then they'll be thinking about this, whatever the outcome is, or, you know, where they are in the process. But Phil, before I let you go, a quick question for you. One, has anybody cited her today, and is she supposed to have public appearances today? And then I guess the other question is, do you know anything about the relationship between her and that cow waste owner, if you will, and any campaign contributions or associations?
Yeah. Well, first of all, yes, we have not heard from the mayor's office on this. As far as any appearances go, we have not heard that of her. We know that she was supposed to be in San Francisco for a mayor's meeting. I don't know if she attended that, because we're here. And what we have here is the relationship of the other person. One of the other people who was the FBI visited this morning is Andy Duong. And his family, as you noted, owns the recycling company that does curbside pickups in Oakland. Now, there was an investigation by the Oakland Ethics Commission some years back, raising questions about possible contributions by the recycling company involving Oakland city electeds. And also, they also helped host the mayor's visit to Vietnam in 2023 on a trade mission. So we have questions. That's what some of the ties that we have here. These are how far this investigation goes remains to be seen, but the FBI is not doing a fishing expedition. This is a targeted search warrants around Oakland, and pretty well pre-planned.
As those FBI raids and search warrants often are. Phil Mateer, we appreciate you. We'll be speaking with you throughout the day here.
Okay.